I just wanted to share something that is pretty personal, but something that is a big deal to me. Today is 1 year since I have been on antidepressants. Um, I'm very proud of myself for sticking out for a whole year and doing this to better myself. I wanted to share a little bit about the process and what it was because it's something that I've developed a lot of passion for. I've been in therapy for coming up on 2 years in March. I remember first going to therapy and never wanting to take pills, take any medication. I remember talking to my therapist and he would recommend it, and every time I'd just be like, I don't want to be that kid. I don't want to be the kid that's on antidepressants that kind of makes a bigger deal out of something that isn't a big deal. And it took me a long time to realize that it is a big deal, and it's something that we all should pay attention to and something we should all tend to. I don't think I really realized it until last October. I went out to dinner with Raheem, my high school basketball coach, and sat down with him, and he asked me, like, how are things going? He'd always been aware of my mental state, but that time when he asked me how things are going, I guess I was brutally honest with him, and I just told him things sucked, and I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be at Linfield. I wanted to start over and try to find happiness somewhere else. And he asked me about meds, and he asked me if I was on meds or if it's something that I'd ever thought about. And he told me the same thing. Or I told him the same thing. I told him, I don't want to be that kid. I don't want to be the one that's on antidepressants. But he helped my perspective a lot. He told me some personal stories and helped me realize that it's not that kid. You're not that kid that's on antidepressants. You're someone who's taking care of their mental health and doing the proper things that they need to do. And since then, I've learned a lot about what it really means to, have depression, have anxiety, suffer from severe grief. And it's something that I think everyone should be aware about and, pay attention to. I remember when I was prescribed my medication, it still really hadn't set in with me that it was a good thing and that I was being proactive. And I remember just staring at my pill in my kitchen at home and just crying and crying. I didn't want to take it. It was real now. It was something that I was really going to start to do, and it scared me. And I had people that loved me, that encouraged me and told me it was okay. And now I've come a long ways and I've learned a lot, and I'm so proud of myself because I would not be the person I am. I would not have the people around me. I'm really lucky that I did take this step and that it's something that I've become passionate about and really care about and have continued with. One thing that I've learned that I think is really important, yes, my depression was probably caused by some severe trauma of losing my dad and other things on top of that, where lose your dad, graduating high school, can't play baseball, going to a new school. It was a lot all at once, but my trauma is no greater or less than the next person's trauma. Everybody's going to handle difficult parts of their life differently. And no matter what's going on in your life, if you're feeling a certain way, it's important to pay attention to that and to tend to that. And even if you think that, this isn't a big deal, like, so many people have it harder, blah, 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 like, no, you need to pay attention to the way you feel. And if you need to get help to get through the difficult times or to just be okay again, do it. It's incredible. It's something that everybody needs to pay attention to really find yourself and be happy and enjoy where you are. And it's a process. I mean, by no means would I say that I'm happier than I've ever been or anything, but compared to where I've been in the past, I'm a lot happier and I'm in a better place. And I think it's because of the things that I'm doing, paying attention to my mental health and taking care of what I need to take care of, whether that's going to therapy weekly or taking my antidepressants and staying on top of those things. But like, you can't look at someone who has been through the ringer and been dealt like a really shitty hand of cards and be like, yeah, they deserve it. They need it. If you're suffering too, you need it and you have every right to it just as much as the next person. And I mean, even with myself, what I've been through, what my family's been through, like, people have it worse. There are so many other people that, like, fuck, I go to a private university. I'm from the suburbs. Like, I have a very incredible family. Like, there are so many people that have it so much worse. And, they deserve the care and whatever to take care of their mental health just as much as I do, just as much as someone else does. And to kind of quantify your trauma or your grief it's not worth it. It's not like, it doesn't really make sense because everybody is going to handle that trauma differently. And that's the important thing. If you're hurting, if you're feeling down, pay attention to it and get help, and don't feel ashamed or don't think you're that kid like I did. Like, man, be proud of yourself. Be happy that you're taking the right steps to better yourself. Like, it's a process. It's an incredible thing, but it shouldn't be something we should be ashamed of. It shouldn't be something we should be scared of doing. It's something that is important for us to really enjoy where we are. And I'm glad that I'm starting to learn that and starting to realize that. I still have my days where I think, man, I don't want to be this kid. I don't want to be the one that's sad and depressed. But like, we get along still and we do what we need to do, and I take care of it, and I do what I can to be happy. And to those people who are suffering in silence and are sad, scared to get help, don't want to be that kid, don't want to pretend they're sad or think that people are pretending they're sad, don't be afraid. Get the help that you need. You don't have to tell anyone. You don't have to be public about it. I wasn't public about it for a long time. But get the help that you need because you deserve it just as much as anyone else does. And to those people that have gotten help, might still feel ashamed that they're getting help, realize these things, that you are doing the right things. You should be so, so proud of yourself in a world that kind of turns these things down and points fingers at people who are getting help. Like, be proud of yourself. You're doing the right things. You're taking care of what you need to take care of. Those things are so important. To the other people who are publicizing and encouraging people, keep doing it, because we have a long ways to go, because there are still people that are scared that point fingers still or look down upon those people that are getting help or doing the things that they need to do to be happy, but being made fun of or frowned upon or told to man up. I mean, that's one of my freaking biggest things that piss me off. Like, Amine said it best. You can't man up if masculinity is your only weapon. Like, that's a joke, but at the same time, you can't just be a man. Like, men suffer, and it's November, it's men's mental health month. Like, take care of what you need to take care of. We're in a world that a lot of people are sad, a lot of people are depressed, a lot of kids suffer and might not even realize it or are too scared to get help. And through my experiences, through my processes, what I want to share is that be proud if you're getting help. Don't be afraid to get help. It's an amazing thing. Be patient with it, stick with it, and you will get better. You will find happiness. Keep fighting. It's a long road. It's a battle every day. But don't give up, ever. Because there's a lot of things to enjoy in this world, and we should all enjoy them. So, let's end the stigma. Right? That's the saying. Do what we gotta do. Take care of what you need to take care of. Be proud.